Good morning, everybody. Sorry about that technical snafu. It threw me off, so we started all over again, and that's the beauty of live. And so let's just get started. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Annette Delancey with She Makes Products. I'm also the CEO and founder of Cast Covers, a rock and fun manufacturing company based right here in the United States. And today I am discussing in my small business shorts the 5-step process I use to make smart financial decisions, which also prevents me from running amok with my cash flow. So let's just get started. So, number one, and this could turn off some people, but just work with me here, just listen through it. So, I'm a woman of faith, and so I believe in God. Those of you who may not believe in God may have a different source, maybe energy, universe, Allah, different types of entities or deities that you refer to. If you don't, I recommend that you highly look at something other than yourself, even if it's nature, because when we think we're always in control, that's when we run amok. So just work with me on this one. On number one, first pray to God and then do everything humanly possible to make things happen. That's the first rule that I have. That's Nehemiah 4:9 in the Bible. So if you are a non-Christian, it would be first look to the universe for the answers and then do everything humanly possible. Then number two, and this is really important, am I meeting my financial obligations? So do you have payroll, taxes? Do you have other financial obligations that you have to meet? Rent. There are so many other financial obligations that we have, and so we have to meet those first. So make sure you look at your budget and you look at the next few months, and that's your cash flow. And so look and see if your financial obligations are being met before you make a decision. Number three, excuse me, is can you pay in full with cash, not with debt? So, in other words, if you want to do XYZ, and we'll get into a couple of examples in a moment, if you want to do XYZ, you need to look and see, do I have the money in reserves? And there's a caveat to that, to pay for it in cash. Now, I understand that not everything can be done in cash. There's many things that are subscriptions and they're month to month or quarterly or something like that. But as a general rule, look and see if you can pay for whatever you can in cash or with your cash flow, if it is a subscription basis, and not in debt. So that's the other aspect. What you do is you look at your categories. If you don't have categories, I want you to consider implementing categories. So what I mean by that is, do you have a COGS account, cost of goods? So that's where you buy your materials and your notions or your trim, whatever the case may be, the nuts and bolts. You should have a COGS account. You should be contributing to it every paycheck, and we get into that later. Every time you get money in, you put a certain amount into your cost of goods account and or your travel account and or your coaching account. We'll get to that also. So number four, do I have the time to fulfill the promises of the course, of the product? For example, let's say you're buying a brand new 3D printer. Do you have the time to learn about it and to use it? Or does your staff, your team, have the time to learn and to use it to its utmost advantage for your business? So, how much of it will it take of you? That's the important thing. If you can't answer that one well, you need to hold off and wait. And then the fifth thing which is kind of like a bonus question, is without justifications, what I want you to do is list and describe how this purchase will serve or benefit your business's future, not today, but your business's future. And then what I mean by justifications are rationalizations. They're also arguments of defense, and it counters your values. When you justify, it counters what your values are. And does it feel chaotic, messy, or is it effortless with ease? If it's effortless with ease, then you know you're probably in the right space. If it's chaotic, if you hear a lot of but if only, then you know it's chaotic. It's probably not a good decision right now. And then just as a bonus question, what would you advise your child or your best friend on this purchase? So let's say that you've got contracting business and you want to purchase a new vehicle. Do you really need a $70,000 souped up pickup? Can you buy in cash a used one? I mean, really look at what you're trying to accomplish with this purchase, and also how you can pay for something down the road. So another example, so for, let's say you want to add an employee, what I recommend is that you put the money in your payroll bucket or your category payroll every time you do your books, which is typically twice a month. You bring money in, you put money in different categories, you put money in the payroll account for 3 months of that new employee's payroll. That includes taxes, workers' comp, everything. And if you make every single one of those payments, you're good. You can hire that employee in 3 months. If you even miss one, you are not ready. You can't do it. And because what you don't want to do is hire somebody and then not be able to pay them and or feel pinched. So you want to do that for 3 months. And then what you have is a reserve account for that individual. And then you can hire that person, and then you've got money maybe for bonuses or for maybe even the next employee. But as a general rule, that's what you do. So when I talk about buckets, or categories, I'm talking about putting your money in different categories, such as profit account, a tax account, a COGS account, a professional / travel account. So if you're find a coaching program that you want, for example, and you look at your professional development and you can afford it in cash, then you're good to go. As long as you've met the other key questions, which are, can you pay for it in full? Do you have the time? And are you meeting your financial obligations? So hopefully this was helpful. Again, I go into great depth over in She Makes Products and in my She Makes Profitable Products in 90 Days course. So jump on over to shemakesproducts.com and download the income chart if you haven't already. How much does your product business pay you? And get paid what you're worth. So thank you very much. I'm Annette Delancey. Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.